even just focusing on good posture and good technique is a great way to just keep us present in our practicing, and and keep us from like falling asleep and going on autopilot, which is so easy to do when you're learning scales, because you kind of start to rely on muscle memory, and then you kind of fall asleep and you don't learn from the exercises anymore. So we want to avoid that too. We want to make sure we're really engaging ourselves in these exercises, and that's kind of up to us. Like I can make a video and show you, and give you some tabs and say, here's the scale, but it's really up to you to milk it and to glean the wisdom from it. I can't like give that to you. I can't hand it over to you. You have to play it and really ask yourself, like, okay, what is this? How is this feeling? Like, even if it's just like a major scale, it's, you really want to be asking yourself, how can I make these notes, for example, how can I make these notes the most beautiful, even if it's just a scale? Like, I really want to think about like, okay, I'm playing it steady. Like, I want my time to make me feel good. I want the time that I'm playing my expression of quarter notes in this case to really make my body like captivate my body. Like I'm kind of like bouncing along. I'm engaged. And then as well as like my technique, I want my right hand to like feel really good. I'm like paying attention to my downstrokes and trying to make each downstroke really confident and clear. And then in my left hand, I'm keeping, trying to keep that good guitar position that we spoke about, where I'm in this sort of like 4-fret span and all my fingers are like alert and ready to play their note. And I'm, as opposed to just to show you the opposite, if you're just kind of like lazily, like you're not going to get good notes if you're kind of all over the place, right? That's not going to give you like that sort of like deliberate sounding, steady type of playing that we're trying to achieve. So even just a scale there can be so much to improve in just a scale. And even if you know how to do the scale, or if you know how to do good downstrokes, it's still a great thing to practice. Like, just to give you a really quick analogy, like we all know how to walk, but when we go out and hike in the woods, like we are captivated. We're like, wow, trees, fresh air, we're breathing. And like, yeah, it's just walking. Like we walk all day, but somehow when we're like out on a walk, it becomes this experience. And that's what we want to cultivate in our practicing. Like, yes, it's just playing scales, but when you bring more presence into it and more curiosity is really what it is. It's like you ask yourself questions, you try to challenge yourself, play with tempos, play with like mixing notes up, see if instead of starting from the bottom note, you start from the top note and play it the other way around. You start just challenging yourself and asking yourself questions, and that becomes the real practice. And that's what really makes you a high level musician. And all of the top musicians will tell you, you need to learn how to be your own teacher. So that's my goal here is like, I definitely there's definitely a lot to teach and a lot to learn, and we can all learn from each other, and the learning never stops. I'm still learning. Everyone's still learning. So, but you also have to kind of coach yourself along the way. So even though I'm still learning and I might like take like some kind of lesson with somebody, when I'm practicing that material, I need to be in this mentality where I'm getting myself to like, okay, how can I learn more from this? How can I do better? What can I see here? And how can I challenge myself?